My name is Jake Stotts. I came to Jinpu New area in 2008 and I've stayed here for 16 years. I came from America. And right now I teach at Dalian Maple Leaf Bilingual Elementary School.
Hello, Jake.
Hello.
It is an honor to have you in our interview. First, I'd like to thank you very much for doing this interview with us today. You came in China in the year of 2008. What was the reason for you to come to China, and what did you do after you arrived?
I came to China shortly after graduating from college. I was very interested in Chinese history and culture, and I wanted to travel very much. But being a recent college graduate, I didn't really have any money, so I needed to figure out a way that I could pay my own way. And that's when somebody pointed out to me that there was a great demand for foreign English teachers here in China. One professor of mine told me that Dalian is probably the most beautiful city in China. And as it so happened, a friend of a friend was already teaching in Dalian, so I was able to arrange an introduction, and that led to a position at Dalian Minzu Daxue. In 2014, I came here to Dalian Maple Leaf Bilingual Elementary School and began to teach English and science. I've been here for 10 years.
You loved traveling so much, and you must have traveled in China once you got here. Where did you go, and what feelings do you have?
Okay, well, during my very first winter vacation here in China, I went out west to Gansu. I was very keen to see the Mogao Caves and Jiayuguan. So what I did was I flew to Beijing, where I took some time to visit the Forbidden City, Tiananmen, the Temple of Heaven, and also I had some excellent hot pot. And then after taking some time to see the Beijing History Museum, I flew to Lanzhou, and from there I was able to go to Dunhuang. And while I was there, I was very fortunate. I met many very kind Chinese people who not only made sure that I didn't take any missteps, but once I was at the Mogao Caves, I was assigned an expert tour guide and saw practically everything there was that there is to see. And I, to this day, look upon that as a great privilege because, first of all, there is only one Mogao cave complex in the entire world. There's nothing else in the world that is exactly like it. I mean, it really is unique, and also to be immersed in the culture that created this masterpiece was a great privilege. And what I learned from the experience is that I could probably spend the rest of my life traveling around China and not see everything that there is to see. You know, in spite of my experiences and adventures, I feel like I've only scratched the surface.
You began to work in Maple Leaf in the year of 2014. And during these 10 years of teaching here, you must have accumulated much experience and comments on education. So what are they?
Education rests upon three pillars. Those pillars are precision, progression, and variation. When a teacher walks into the classroom, he needs to know exactly what he wants his students to accomplish before that lesson is over. This is what I mean by precision. And once that goal has been achieved, he needs to be able to answer the question, what is the logical next step? How do the students connect the dots? What does this lead to? This is progression. And finally, once the students have learned, it is important for them to review, and review some more. But a clever teacher, a shrewd teacher, will find new and interesting ways to present the same material. And if he really knows what he's doing, these students won't even know that they're reviewing. This is variation. And when a student learns in a classroom, I think the big question becomes, what happens when the student leaves the classroom? Will the student be able to teach themselves later on? Because I only have 40 minutes with them in a day. I can't teach them everything they need to know. So they need to learn how to learn. I need to teach them how to teach themselves. So that means giving them the tools that they need to teach themselves. And these lessons of how does one self-educate, this needs to be taught in depth. And if I have to sacrifice breadth for depth, I don't mind that at all.
Thank you for your sharing. We know that you have married a Chinese girl. And how did you two met, and what is she like?
Oh, we met in the summer of 2012, and we were married in June of 2013, and now we have 2 children, a son and a daughter. And one of the things that I admire most about her is just how dedicated she is to her family. She remains incredibly close with her own parents, but she has also really grown to love and become attached to her in-laws overseas in America. And she, in my heart and in my mind, she is the very model of loyalty and dedication to family.
I think you have really met a very good Chinese girl and had a great family in China. What do you usually do at weekends?
Weekends, we like to go on adventures. We like to go to places like Golden Pebble Beach in Jinshitan. We also have visited Hengshansi in Lushun. And one thing I will say about this place is that it really does live up to its reputation for natural beauty. It's something I never get tired of. It's every bit as gorgeous as it was when I first arrived here in 2016.
You've been living in Jinpu New area for 16 years, and during so many years, what changes that you felt have taken place in this area?
I think Didi has really changed everything. Never ever has getting around been so convenient. And also, several years ago, the Wanda Plaza opened up, and you can always go there and see something new. And another thing that is really different from the Jinpu area in the past and Jinpu area now is how easy it is to get a hold of imported foods and wines. Just so much cheaper and more convenient than it used to be.
So Jack, what is your future plan for work and life in Jinpu New area?
Well, as I mentioned at the very beginning, I've been here in Jinpu area for 16 years, and 10 of them have been here at Maple Leaf. And I hope to continue to teach. I am very curious about, but also confident in the future. Every year brings new and stimulating challenges, and I am proud to be part of meeting those challenges. I have seen little children arrive here as preschoolers, and I have seen them graduate as 6th graders, and then they go for a few years, and then they come back as high school students to visit. And they're always so surprised when I remember who they are and can point right at them and tell them what their name is. They never expect that. And it just makes me happy by how much I can shock and surprise them still. Yeah, I think watching children grow is a very, very gratifying thing. And I have grown very attached to my in-laws, my mother and father-in-law, who are not only my in-laws but also my close neighbors. I enjoy spending time with them. And also, aside from the children I have at work, my own children, I enjoy watching them grow up, and I think this is a fantastic place to watch them do that.
Okay, Jake, thank you very much for your time today. We wish you and your family have a great time in Jinpu New area.
Well, thank you so much. Okay.